Welcome to the second part on how to paint an Eldar Dire Avenger. Now that all of the washes are dry, I'm going to start highlighting the armor with Alaitoc blue. This is going to be an edge highlight, pretty much like we did on the Dark Eldars. And we're going to go over all of the edges of the model. Now, to have a good edge highlight, try to use the edge of the brush as much as you can and thin down your paint with either water, at least 1:1, or any sort of thinning medium or flow improver would help to better the flow of the paint in your brush. Okay, next I'm going to use Hoeth blue, and I'm going to give a second edge highlight with this color. Try to go a little bit thinner than the first one so that both colors show, and if you mess up a little bit here and there, you can use the previous color to fix it, or even the Kantor blue to fix up the if you go out of the edge on the dark parts. Alright, next I'm going to use Tau Light Ochre, and I'm going to start highlighting the hair of the model and other details that are going to be this color, like these bands on around their arms. And the hair on his helmet. I tried to use a kind of a dry brush with this brush. You can use a dry brush, but I did it this way. Next comes Ungor flesh, and I'm going to give a second highlight to this same parts. Next, I'm going to use Mechanicus Standard Gray, and this color I'm going to use it to edge highlight the dark details. Next, I'm going to start building up the white, and for that I'm going to use Ulthuan gray, and I'm going to recolor the helmet, just leaving the details on the blue shade, and that's it. Now, what I learned about using white is that it doesn't matter well, you have to thin down your paint, of course, but what matters for you not to get a like a finish full of crumbs is not to tamper too much with the paint while it's drying, because most of us painters, when we see that when we don't know how to paint white and we see that the paint didn't cover too well, we tend to go with second coats or trying to tamper with the paint when it's not dried. So what happens is that you tear off some of the previous paint, and it leaves some like a crumbly finish to the model. Next, I'm going to go with the white scar, and remember to if the first layer don't cover too well, just leave it like that and wait till it's dry and give it a second coat or a third coat, or how many you need for this color to work out. And here I'm leaving a little bit of the Ulthuan gray showing on some parts to make like shadows, white shadows. And remember, don't tamper it with the paint while it's drying, because you're going to tear the layer apart and you're gonna leave crumbs of white all over the helmet. Next, I'm going to paint the eyes, and for that I'm going to use Khorne red and a fine detail brush. With this, try to base coat the whole lens, and then I'm going to use Evil Sun Scarlet, not Wasdaka, and I'm going to color about half the eye from the front to the back. And next I'm going to use final highlight of Wild Rider Red, and I'm going to color the very front edge of the lens. Finally, I'm going to give it a little reflection with white on the back of the lens, like that. Next, I'm going to color the soul stones. For that, I'm going to use Xereous purple to base coat all of the stones that you want to be soul stones, and that's it. Next, I'm going to use Genestealer purple to color the lower half of the gemstones. Then I'm going to use Emperor's Children to color the very bottom part of the gemstones. Finally, I'm going to use white scar to make a white reflection on the top right of the gemstones, or just the top, depending on where the stone is. Next, I'm going to use old gold from the liquid gold range, and I'm going to highlight the gold parts. For this, you can use Gehenna's gold for the Games Workshop range. and this is it. I hope you liked the end result of this tutorial. I really enjoyed painting this miniature. I think the white is very good, and I didn't plan on making more Eldar tutorials, even though they're coming up, because a lot of people are already making tutorials for them. But if you would like to see any craft world in specific that there is no painting tutorial for it, feel free to leave it in a comment below. And I hope that if you didn't like this tutorial, or if you did, at least it helped you out somehow, maybe with the white or some details. And thank you very much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please rate, like, comment, and subscribe, and leave your comments if you have any questions. And I hope to see you in other tutorials. Thank you very much for watching.